Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So, you know what I'm saying, leaving the gym. When I'm in the gym, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the endorphins, whatever it is, right? But I always seem to have, a lot of things come to my mind. And what I was thinking about today was how, I said this before, but I'm a firm believer that God has put something in all of us that is a benefit to the world, right? Now, there's different definitions of the world, because there can be somebody out there who God has gifted the gift of song, and they might sing and be a multi-platinum artist, right? So that's going into the masses, right? But then God also puts the gift of song to someone who it might only reach 100 people. But those 100 people have been waiting for your gift to be birthed into the world for them. There might be, a person who has the gift of being able to convey a message to people. Now, it might be on the level of Barack Obama, right? He incited so many people to dream bigger, right? But your gift might be to talk to the people that's around you, right? And to make those people better. And then they make the next people better, this, that, and the other, right? Whatever the case may be, we all have something inside of us that has to be born into the world. And let me tell you where we mess up at. A lot of times we become complacent. And what that means is, a lot of times when God isn't in something, let's just say you got a great job, you drive a great car, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to take trips, right? You become complacent because you think you've already made it. But what you don't understand is that can be taken away just like that. We in a government shutdown right now, right? That affects so many people, right? And I'm pretty sure that those people that had the 6-figure jobs, right, that's now not getting paid, they didn't foresee that happening, right? So during that time, they thought that they didn't make it. So you get complacent. You start thinking, oh, this, that, and other, right? But for me, and I can only speak for me, I feel like God has put me on this earth to share wisdom that I know. And let me tell you where I've messed up at. I've been trying to get certain things off the ground, right? And, I feel like right when I'm there, something happens or whatever the case may be, right? But as I get older, what I'm starting to understand that is a lot of times I fought to be in certain rooms. And the key word that I'm saying is I fought to be in certain rooms. And I succeeded in a lot of those rooms. But what happened was, because I was the one fighting, I was in those rooms, but I was further down the line at the table. But when you depend on God and God puts you into the room, you walk in with a different type of swagger. You walk in knowing that, listen, I'm supposed to be here. You know, that saying that, hey, I had to kick in the door to get here. That's you. You kicked in the door. But if God wants you in that room, guess what? That door just gonna open. And when you show up, everybody knows that you were sent to be in that position by God. You were sent there. And what happens is, a lot of us, we have these gifts and we're surrounded by the wrong people. Your crowd, if you've been hanging with the same people 5+ years or whatever, and nothing has changed, you need to start looking at your circle. Because if those 5 years, nothing has changed, nobody has brought in, it's always a takeout. If you have not forced yourself to dream bigger, you have been complacent. That's all that it is. You see, I'm the type of person, if you're around me, I'm going to get on your nerves, because I'm going to push you to be the best version of yourself, because that helps me be the best version of myself. In my family, there are certain things that I had to go through. There are certain things that I had to fail at. So when I tell you that, no, you can do this, I got real world experience. I know what it's like to fail. I know all of that, right? So I had to go through that. So when I'm imparting in you, you know that you can do it. You know that you can do it. I found myself trying to kick down doors before. And once I kicked down that door and I got into that room, I quickly found out I wasn't supposed to be here. And that door was closed because God was protecting me. And we take on all of these sayings in life, right? Because they sound good. They sound good. You know what I'm saying? I am the table. I bring this, that, and other to the table. But listen, sometimes you ain't even supposed to be sitting at that table. But when you don't include God in everything that you do, you sitting at that table can delay what he really has for you. You want to know how you know God is in your plan? Right? This is for me. This is for me. This is how I think. I know when God is in my plan because I got the idea, I got certain resources, but I'm always missing something. See, that's how I know God is in my plan, because when I'm missing something, I got to go to God. See, when you have a plan and it seems like everything is going into plan, according to plan, sometimes you got to sit back and just be like, okay, God, are you really in this plan? Because everything that's through God requires some type of uncomfortability. Because you have to learn. Life is learning, right? But when God is in it, what them young kids say, he gonna take you through there. Like, you're gonna go through some stuff, right? Because think about this. How many times have you thought that you really wanted something? You thought that you really wanted something. You prayed to God and all of this other type of stuff, right? And halfway through, you realize, nah, this ain't really what I want. This ain't really what I want. But if you went the easy way and leaned on your own understanding, you could have got it and been messed up. That's why when people tell me, new year, new me, listen, if you need that to motivate yourself, cool. But I always say, don't tell me no new year, new me when ain't nothing else changed. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You know how many times I see people put on social media about how I'm doing this for this person, or now, you know, that setback was set up for a major comeback, and ain't nothing changed. You still in the same circumstances, you still talking to the same people, but you saying that you're going to change. Think about that. You saying you're going to change, but ain't nothing else changed. So when I make these videos and I write this stuff, I'm doing it because I feel like God has put that in me to get out to the world. And I've made so many mistakes before, being so focused on what the next person is going to think. I would focus on what the next person. It used to bother me when people said stuff about me. It used to bother me. And what I learned is, when that bothered me, number one, I always had to get my get back. And number two, I stopped doing what I was supposed to do because I'm focused on that one person. One person. You might do something and you might get 10 likes. But out of that 10 likes, those 10 people, you have planted something in them that when they're having a conversation with the next person, they taking something that you said or something that you did, and then they planted it in them. Then that person might take two things and they planted in them. So what you're looking for is, you're saying, you know what? I want that instant gratification. I want to be viral. I want to be this, that, and other. Viral goes away. You want to have something built on substance. I'm speaking because I was that person. I used to look at the views. I used to look at the likes. And when it wasn't a lot, if y'all been, dealing with me for a long time, y'all know that it would be weeks when y'all don't hear nothing from me. Because I felt like, you know what? I ain't got no engagement. I ain't this, that, and other, man. Forget this. But guess what I was doing? I was delaying something that someone else needed. I was delaying a word that maybe God was intending for somebody else to hear. But because I was so caught up in my mess, now I'm delaying the process. So think about life like this. It's a collective type of thing. What you're good at, what God has put into you, is needed for this next person. And then what they're good at is needed for this next person. The problem is when someone feels like they have the secret sauce, they hoard it because they feel like, nah, this is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like this is for me. I don't want to get the next time. But what you fail to realize is that's why it never fully works for you, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You know how many people I know that can do hair? I'm talking about throw down and do hair. And they would show up to somebody's house and do hair, and then somebody say, hey, here go $20, and you take that $20, and you feel good when that person posted a picture that you did their hair, and they say, hey, such and such did their hair, and you feel good, but you're struggling to get by. You're struggling to get by, but guess why? Because you're looking at it like, well, I can't make no money in doing no hair and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So meanwhile, you going to work at McDonald's. Nothing's wrong with McDonald's, but you going to work at McDonald's. Then you get off from McDonald's and you're braiding your girl hair. She ain't giving you nothing because you don't appreciate your craft. You don't appreciate what God has put into you. There's some carpenters out there that can do great work. They work a regular 9 to 5, but they're never happy at that 9 to 5 because God has put into them that they're supposed to be doing carpenter work. So guess what they do on the weekend sometimes for auntie, a cousin, you'll come over there and knock out some work for them. They give you $100 and you like, ooh, man. But while you were doing that job, you felt fulfilled. But you lack faith. You lack faith. You lack that God has put this talent into you that you're supposed to be doing, but the world tells you, nah, ain't nobody doing this, that, and the other, right? So I'm going to sum all of this up. If you have something inside of you that keeps you up at night, that thing that's just burning, that always makes it feel like you feel unfulfilled, that's that very thing that God needs to be birthed to the world. Because let me tell you this, a lot of times what God has put into you is not going to make you a millionaire, because being a millionaire might be the very thing that kills you. Being a millionaire might be the very thing that goes ahead and takes you out. Might make you crazy because you can't handle what you have right now. So you think that you get all of this? No. So the thing that God has inside of you might not amount to millions, but the thing that he has inside of you might give you something that money can't buy, and that's a peace of mind, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of waking up every day feeling motivated. Anyways, man, I hope y'all have a blessed day.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.